Cruising through the streets of New York City, it's Abie's DooWop Taxi.
Let's go for a ride.
Let's go for a ride, my dear. The night is warm and clear. Won't you come and sit right here? Please don't say no. Please don't say no. Let's go for a ride, my sweet. I want a septic beat. So come right in the seat. Go with me for a ride, for a ride. Warm and comfortable, I'm on it just for you. Won't you come and sit right down and enjoy its proper Let's go to far right, my dear. The night is warm and clear. Won't you come and sit right here? Go with me for a ride, for a ride. Won't you come and sit right down and enjoy its proper Let's go far out, my sweetie. I want a septic beat. So come right in the sea. Go with me for a ride, for a ride. Well, let's go for a ride. 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 Let's go for a ride.
Hi everybody, greetings once again. Welcome to another edition of Abie's DooWop Taxi. My name is Abie and I'm your host. As always, I'll have another great show for you today, and we'll do some more of J.C. Marion's R&B doo-wop picks of the late 1940s and early 1950s. But let's not waste any time. Let's get right to the music. Here's a big hit from Little Joey and the Flips from 1962. This is Bongo Stomp. Little Joey and the Flips were from Philadelphia. They hit number 33 on the Billboard pop charts in 1962 with Bongo Stomp. Little Joey was Joseph Hall. Another members of the group were Fred Garance, James Meagher, John Smith, and Jeff Leonard. Now, here's a song by the Camelots. This is Don't Leave Me, Baby.
I'm begging you, please. Don't leave me, baby. Don't leave me, baby. Baby, please don't go. me crying. Baby, can't you see me sighing? Down on my bending knee, yeah, and I'm begging you please. Well, I had a girl, but she didn't love me true. Well, I had a girl, but I didn't know what to do. I'm begging you. Baby, give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. Baby, give me one more chance. Oh, mama, can't you see me crying? Oh, mama, can't you see me sighing? Down on my bending knee, yeah, and I'm begging you please. I'm begging you please. Baby, come on. Baby, come on home. Baby, come on home. Oh, come on home. Mama, can't you see me crying? Oh, mama, can't you see me sighing? Down on my bending knee. Oh, and I'm begging you please. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on home. Oh, come on home. Mama, come on home.
Don't Leave Me Baby was recorded in 1963. It was on the Anko label. The Camelots were David Nichols, Joe Merced, Milton Pratt, Elijah Somers, and Julius Williams. Here's Mashed Potatoes.
It's the latest, it's the greatest. Mashed potatoes, My mashed potatoes started a long time ago. With the guy named Sloppy Joe. Your finest dance is a cool to do. Come on, baby, wanna teach it to you. Mashed potatoes, give it to me now. Mashed potatoes, come on and twist your feet now, baby. It's the latest, come on, honey. It's the greatest, come on, baby. And then this dance took through and through. They looked for records they could do it too. They found this dance was out of sight. So when the lion leads tonight, yeah, you wimble and the wimble and the mashed potatoes, yeah. It's the latest, oh baby, it's the greatest. Come on, honey, Now everybody is doing fine. They dance alone for a big good time. And they discovered it's the most man. The day they did it to please Mr. Postman. Mashed potatoes. Wait a minute. Mashed potatoes. It's the latest. Come on, baby. It's the greatest. Honey. Well, they got twisted more and more. You ought to see 'em throughout the floor. The mashed potatoes belong on this. They even do it to these ladies with mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. Yeah. It's the latest. Come on, baby. It's the greatest. Honey.
She recorded on the Parquet label out of Philadelphia, and her name was Dion LaRue, but we know her better as Dee Dee Sharp. And Mashed Potatoes was a number 2 pop hit and a number 1 R&B hit in 1962. You're riding in Abie's DooWop Taxi, and we're just getting going here with the ride. We'll be getting to J.C. Marion's top R&B doo-wop picks in just a few minutes. Great picks from the late 1940s and early 1950s. But first I want to play a song by a group called Merino Choice. This is Cherry Juice.
Cherry juice, cherry juice, when you mix it with gin, you'll dance like a rich engine. Cherry juice, cherry juice.
Well, the name of the group is Merino Choice, and it appears on a CD called Pittsburgh's Favorite Oldies, but I have no listing on them. But it's a good song. Sure sounds like I'm in the soul doo-wop mood today, but we're going to change pace a little bit and go to J.C. Marion's R&B doo-wop picks of the late 40s and early 50s, which is a little bit different sound than these R&B doo-wop songs of the late 50s and early 60s. So let's see the changes. We'll go to J.C. Marion right now. J.C. Marion's R&B doo-wop picks of the late 40s and early 50s. And J.C. Marion writes that the first 5 selections today are from a time period when the southwestern corner of Suffolk County on Long Island became doo-wop heaven. All of the groups were from that area and recorded for the Acme label, headed by William Miller. And this label will be known forever as a label with the off-center 45 RPM hole. J.C., how did the records play? They must have had special phonographs with off-center turntables. I guess not. Anyway, JC's next pick today is also by the Tempo Tones, but this time they're known as Richard Lanham and the Tempo Tones. It's a song I know, a song I've heard many times on DooWop New York radio. The name of the song is On Your Radio. And JC says, the youngest of the Lanham brothers to record, 12-year-old Richie does a great Frankie Lyman on this rocking, fast-paced tune. Great jump vocals by the rest of the Tempo Tones backing up. Here is On Your Radio by Richard Lanham and the Tempo Tones. The song credits on that go to Richard Lanham, but it's Richard Lanham and the Tempo Tones. And again, it was recorded on the Acme label in 1957. And I've heard that song 100 times, 200 times, 300 times. I never thought or knew that Richard Lanham was only 12 years old at the time. But now that I listen closely, sure. JC's next pick is again by the Tempo Tones, except this time it's Nancy Lee and the Tempo Tones. And the name of the song is So They Say. JC says, a wonderful vocalist in Nancy Lee does a nice job on this tune with the Tempo Tones again showing their professionalism. Here is So They Say by Nancy Lee and the Tempo Tones.
I'm no to cry all night and day while you go out and play. You don't love me, so they say. You don't smile anymore whenever we pass. No, you don't even notice that I'm still in your class. Oh, my friends say I'm a fool to love you this way while you go out with other girls. So they say, oh, darling, please tell me, please say it isn't true. All the things the kids say you do. If you still love me tomorrow when we change class, won't you just smile at me?
All that I mean, yeah, yeah.
When the kids get home from school and turn on the radio, yes, they'll hear our dedication, and then they will know, yes, we're still going steady, and we'll always be that way. Oh, darling, regardless of what they say.
Again, here the song credits go to Nancy Lee, but it's Nancy Lee and the Tempo Tones, and So They Say was recorded in 1957, again on the Acme label. JC's next pick today is Walking the Streets Alone by the Love Letters. The group from nearby Amityville showcased a great tune, Again of Lost Love. A good flip side is Ooh Wee Nelly. Well, I'll have to find that for you. But for now, let's hear Walking the Streets Alone by the Love Letters.
And now I walk the street alone, hoping that you, my love, will come back home. Don't write me letters, don't call me on the phone, just knock on my door and say, Daddy, I've come back home. you come home
The Love Letters recorded Walking the Streets Alone in 1957, also on the Acme label. JC's next pick, and the last one from the Acme label of Suffolk County, Long Island, New York, is The Flip Skip by the Miller Sisters. And JC says, Miller's Daughters, a longtime performing group of gospel and R&B, show their stuff on this jump tune from the Acme archives. Here is The Flip Skip by the Miller Sisters.
Just a skip and tip, then you do the stroke. It's a one and skip, then you rock and roll. Oh honey, babe, come on, let's skip, tip. Just to hold my hand, then you do the strand. Just a skip and a tip, do the best you can. Oh sugar, babe, come on, let's skip, tip. One step, don't stop, then you do the pop. Are you real and rock? I do the chicken hop. Oh, lovey-dove, come on, let's skip, tip. Now here we go, strolling out the door. Before we go, something you should know. You want to flip? Come on, let's skip, tip, and stroll.
Flip Skip was recorded in 1957. It was on the Acme label. And the Miller Sisters were Maxine, Vernell, Nina, Jeanette, and Sandy Miller. We'll have more J.C. Marion's picks a little bit later on in the show. You're listening to Abie's DooWop Taxi, and next on Abie's DooWop Taxi, I have a really neat ballad of the groups. First from 1955, here are the Jacks with Why Don't You Write Me?
Why don't you write me, darling? Send me a letter. Tell me you love me, dear. Make me feel better. I love you. Yes, it's you I adore. You I adore. When I first met you, darling, I realized, and for you, dear, I did have eyes. Please, darling, won't you send me a line? Send me a line. I miss you, always say, although you're gone away, I guess I'll love you more and more. And as the days go by, I sometimes often try to see your face from above. Count it my blessing, reach for a song. Why don't you write me, dear? Say how you are. Although you're gone away, I guess I'll love you more and more. And as the days go by, I sometimes often cry to see your face once more. Counted my blessings, reach for a song. Why don't you write me, dear? Say how you are. I love you, and it's you I adore. You I adore. It's you I adore.
We were talking earlier in the show about the relationship between the 60s soul sound and the 50s R&B doo-wop sound. I think that's another good example. The Cadets and the Jacks were one and the same group, and they were Willie Davis, Ted Taylor, Aaron Collins, Lloyd McGraw, and Will Jones. And the difference between the two was Davis was the lead on the songs by the Jacks, and Collins was the lead on the songs by the Cadets. Why Don't You Write Me hit number 3 on the Billboard R&B charts in 1955. Next, I have the same song by the Cardinals, who did a lot of recording in the early 50s, but they didn't record this version until 1963. So here are the Cardinals with Why Don't You Write Me.
Why don't you write me, darling? Send me a letter. Tell me you love me, dear. Make me feel better. I love you. Yes, it's you I adore. You I adore. When I first met you, darling, I realized that for you, dear, I did have eyes. Please, darling, won't you send me a line? Send me a line. I miss you so each day, although you're gone away. I guess I'll miss you more and more. And as the days go by, I sometimes wish that I could see your face once more. Count my blessings, read for a star. Why don't you write me, dear? Say how you are. I love you. Yes, it's you I adore. You I adore.
The Cardinals recorded Why Don't You Write Me in 1963. It was on the Rose label. And the Cardinals at that point were Al Turner, Oscar Drummond, Gary Evans, Riley Foreman, Lynn Thomas, Reginald Grant, Mitchell Robinson, and Claude Higgs. I like that version much better. Okay, you ready for this week's Four Seasons big hit? Here's Ragdoll. How could you not like that song? That's Frankie Valli, Bob Gaudio, Tommy DeVito, and Nick Massey, the Four Seasons, who hit number one with Ragdoll in 1964. It was on the Phillips label. And I've heard the story of how that song came to be. One of the Four Seasons, I'm not sure, I think it was Bob Gaudio, was going over the 59th Street Bridge from Queens into Manhattan in New York City. And a little girl came up to him and asked for a quarter, as many beggars do often in New York City. Take it from me, I know. And he reached into his pocket, and all he had was a $5 bill. And he gave it to her. Of course, $5 these days won't buy you 2 gallons of gas, or just about. In those days, it would fill up your tank or more, which takes maybe $40 to $50 now. So equate that. Okay, allow for inflation, and that's what he gave her. But what he got out of it was the idea for the song Ragdoll. And I'm sure he got much more rewards back from the song than what he gave that little girl that day. The Four Seasons with Ragdoll. Next, from 1952, I have a group called the Serenaders, and this is It's Funny.
Well, it's funny, I loved you. It's the joke of the century. It's so funny now to everyone but you and me. They told us this would happen, and now my heart bleeds. It's so funny now to everyone but you and me. And now I cry, the one I love to say goodbye. My tears I cannot hide. She'll be gone a long time. Well, it's funny, my friends all laugh, and I am in misery. It's so funny now to everyone but you and me. And now I cry, the one I love is saying goodbye. My tears I cannot hide. She'll be gone a long, long time. Well, it's funny, my friends all laugh, and I am in misery. It's so funny now to everyone but you and me.
It's Funny was recorded in 1952. It was on the Choral label. The Serenaders were Theron Hill, Noah Howell, Norman Thrasher, and Isaac Reese. Now, here's a group called the Royal Notes from 1958 with a song called You're My Love.
There's no other like you.
Royal Notes recorded You Are My Love in 1958. It was on the Clit label, spelled K-L-E-I-T. Earlier in the show, we played Don't Leave Me Baby by the Camelots. Here's the flip side of that record. This is Your Way.
You never
Your Way was recorded by the Camelots in 1963, as was Don't Leave Me Baby, which was the flip side. And now here's a group called the Interludes with This Wilted Rosebud.
This wilted rosebud, doo-be-doo, wilted rosebud,
This wilted rosebud reminds me of our romance. This wilted rosebud that never had a fair chance. Just like our romance, it never reached full bloom.
reach full bloom, doo-doo-doo-doo.
I thought that we would be forever more together. I thought that our love would last and last forever. But like this rosebud, it wilted much too soon. The sky was clear. The sun was shining bright. And then we quarreled. When the sunlight turned to I thought that we would be forever more together. I thought that our love would last and last forever. But like this rosebud, love wilted much too soon.
Wilted rosebud, wilted rosebud,
Another rare cut doo-wop buried in the doo-wop trash heap and brought to light here on Abie's Doo-Wop Taxi. This Wilted Rosebud was recorded in 1962. It was on the King record label, and Billy Hall, Billy Belfield, Ronald Gibson, Dennis Watson, Tommy Devereaux, and Robert McGee were the interludes. You're riding in Abie's Doo-Wop Taxi, and we still have a whole hour to go. We're just turning the corner on the first hour. Still plenty of great songs to come, like this 1961 version of a song that was a big hit for Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. Here's Why Do Fools Fall in Love by the Fabulous Four.
Doom-bop, 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 doo-doo. Why do fools fall in love?
Why do birds sing so gay? Lovers wait to break of day. Why do they fall in love? Oh, why does the rain fall in love? Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Love is a losing game. Love can't be the same. I know all the fools you see. What that foolish me. Tell me why.
Why Do Fools Fall in Love by the Fabulous Four was recorded in 1961. It was on the Chancellor label, and the Fabulous Four were Joe Perillo, James Testa, Joseph Malaro, and Robert Panizio. Now, here's a song from the Dawn of Doo-Wop by the Basin Street Boys. This is I Sold My Heart to the Junk Man.
My heart to you, the one that I trusted. You brought it back to me all broken and busted. So I've sold my heart to the junk man, and I'll never fall in love again. You took my heart because you thought you could use it. Just like a little toy, you battered and bruised it. So I sold my heart to the junk man, and I'll never fall in love again. Like a melodrama in a simple manner, love played the leading part. We had planned a happy ending, but I'm left with a broken heart. I'll throw away my pride and say we'll be friends, dear. Teardrops I cannot hide, for this is the end, dear. I sold my heart to the junk man, and I'll never fall in love again.
my pride and say we'll be friends, dear. Teardrops I cannot hide, for this is the end, dear. I sold my heart to the junk man, and I'll never fall in love again.
It's funny, but some of the most beautiful songs were recorded before 1950 in the late 1940s. And I Sold My Heart to the Junkman was recorded in 1946. It was on the exclusive 225 label. And the Bay Street Boys were from Philadelphia. They were Osmond Wilson, Eugene Price, Reuben Saunders, and Arthur Rainwater. We're going to be getting back to J.C. Marion's R&B and doo-wop picks of the late 1940s and early 1950s. But I have a song first by a group called The Targets. This is It Doesn't Matter.
It doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter, baby, how my heart cries. It doesn't matter, darling, how much you lied for the love we shared. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter at all. Your loved ones meant so much to me, my heart and soul was yours to be, but it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Those lonely nights I cried for you, wondering where you could be. I only know God loved you so and wanted you right here with me. Your love to me was just a game, but now I know you wouldn't blame, and it just doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter anymore.
The Targets recorded It Doesn't Matter in 1961. It was on the King label. And speaking of Kings, here's a group called The Kings with a song made famous by Lee Andrews and the Hearts. Here's Long Lonely Nights from 1957.
Long and lonely night, I cried my eyes out over you, wondering if I did it right, and why you left me with a broken heart. Long and lonely night, oh how I miss you, my dear. Please, please come back to me. How I wish you were here. As I go along my lonely way, I visualize your face when I pass through my doorway. What's left for me to play? Long and lonely night. I guess you're never coming home.
through my doorway. What's left for me to bear the long, long and lonely night? I guess you're never coming home. Oh, long and lonely night. Ever since you've been gone, please, please come back to me. You've been gone too
Long Lonely Nights was recorded in 1957 on the Baton label. The Kings were James Van Loan, who was the lead singer, Paul Van Loan, Joe Van Loan, and David Bowers. Okay, one more and we'll get back to J.C. Marion's R&B and doo-wop picks. Here's an interesting song I just ran across. These are the Del Vikings with an old standard. I'm Sitting on Top of the World.
Don't want any million, I'm getting my share. I've only got one tune, that's all I can wear. A bundle of money won't make me feel gay. A sweet little honey is making me say, well, I'm sitting on top of the world, just holding along and singing my song. Well, I'm quitting the blues of the world, just holding along and singing my song. Glory, hallelujah, I'm just gonna watch them, hey, hey, hey. I'll be ready to fall, like a Humpty Dumpty in a letter to fall. Well, I'm quitting the blues of the world, just rolling along and singing my song.
Glory, hallelujah, I'm getting ready to fall. Like Humpty Dumpty, I'm gonna fall.
I'm quitting the blues of the world, just rolling along and singing my song. Just rolling along and singing my song. Well, I'm sitting on top of the world.
Those are the Del Vikings, and it's a very interesting version of I'm Sitting on Top of the World. Unfortunately, I don't see it listed under any of the songs they recorded, so we'll have to wonder when they recorded it. Okay, you're still riding in Abie's Doo-Wop Taxi. Plenty of time left, plenty of great songs to go. And here's 5 more songs coming up from J.C. Marion's R&B and doo-wop picks of the late 1940s and early 1950s. J.C. Marion is a very knowledgeable person in this music, and he is kind enough to help us out by picking these songs and commenting on them. Next on J.C.'s list is If You Love Me by Kenny, Frank, and Ray. And J.C. says, amazingly, I thought I was the only person around who had a copy of this record, courtesy to my friendship with the Frank of the group back in my military days in the late 1950s. A Philadelphia trio, they do a tremendous job on this pop standard recorded on a shoestring budget. And then some. Here is If You Love Me by Kenny, Frank, and Ray.
If the sun should fall from the sky, if the sea should suddenly go by, if you love me, really love me, let it happen, darling, oh yeah, everything, my everything is lost, I will smile and never count the cost.
precious uniform? Shall I bring you with? If you want me to, I will. If you want me to, I will. You can set me anytime. I'll do anything you ask. If you only love me, then when at last my life on earth is through, I will spend eternity with you. If you love me, really love me, let it happen, darling. I won't care. I won't care.
If You Love Me, Really Love Me by Kenny Frank and Ray was recorded on the PL label in 1957. They were Kenny, and he had a couple of nicknames, Kenny Bo and Kenny Chandler. So it's Kenneth Bogalese, Frank Casapardo, and Raymond Carlisle. Our next JC pick is I'll Always Be in Love with You by the Hurricanes. And JC says, truly an underrated group. They do great things on this up-tempo tune, especially when the lead singer switches to falsetto on the last chorus. Here is I'll Always Be in Love with You by the Hurricanes.
Well, I'll always be in love with you.
Sweetheart, you should stay. Oh, a million miles away, and I'll always be in love with you. In love with you. Well, I wish you happiness, but for me, sweetheart, I guess that I'll always be in love with you. Well, I can't do any more, though I've tried so hard to please. Well, let me thank you for your tender memories. Well, I wish you happiness, but for me, sweetheart, I guess that I'll always be in love with you. Well, I can't do any more, though I've tried so hard to please. Well, let me thank you for your tender memories. Sweetheart, sweetheart, if you should stray more than a million miles away, I'll always be in love with you. I wish you so much happiness. Oh, but for me, sweetheart, I guess I'll always be in love with you.
I'll Always Be in Love with You was recorded in 1957 on the King label. The Hurricanes were from Brooklyn, New York, and they were Henry Alston, James Brown, not the James Brown, Vernon Britton, and Fred Williams. Our next JC Marion pick for today is The Big Break by Rich Berry and the Flares. And JC says, what R&B was like in the mid-50s before the Elvises of the world came along. Played for laughs, this tune predated much of the Coasters material. Here is The Big Break by Rich Berry and the Flares.
Sitting in my cell looking through the bars at all the con men in the prison yard. It won't be long till me and my friend Snake get ready to make our prison break. Down the hall, now through the wall, then through the grass. Now run real fast. At 12 o'clock sharp, the guard comes by. That's when I let out my crazy cry. My stomach hurts. Man, I'm sick. He opens the door. Snake, let's split. Down the hall. Now, over the wall. Then through the grass. Now run real fast. The warden told me when I first got in, if you be cool, Daddy, we can all be friends. But I started riots, and now I'm in for life. So without further hesitations, I will make my flight. Down the hall, now over the wall, through the grass. Now run real fast. My friend Snake says, have no fear. Everything is cool, cause the coast is clear. Down the hall, now on the wall, then through the grass. Now run real fast.
Richard Berry and the Flares recorded The Big Break in 1955. It was on the Flare label, henceforth the name of the group was the Flares. And I must say, this song reminds me very much of the Robins' Riot in Cell Block Number 9, a song that I've played for you before. And perhaps I'll play it in a little while, just to show you how similar the two songs are. And I'm going to play that song for you, but first we're going to finish J.C. Marion's R&B doo-wop picks of the late 1940s and early 1950s. And we have two more for today. Next is the Sharp Tones Made to Love. And J.C. says, nice ballad by a California group with one of the irresistible hooks that makes these songs so memorable. Let's see what that hook is. Here are the Sharp Tones with Made to Love.
It was because I wanted to. It wasn't because somebody told me to. But darling, I was made to fall in love with you. Whoa, it wasn't because I really cared to. It wasn't because somebody dared me to. But darling, I was made to fall in love with you. There I stood harmless and free as a fly. When along came Cupid, why couldn't he just pass me by? If he'd used just one arrow, I wouldn't feel so sad. Oh, but he was down on me, so he used everyone he had. No, it wasn't because I really had to. It wasn't because I was glad to. But darling, I was made to fall in love with you.
Made to Love was recorded in 1955. It was on the Post label. And one last J.C. Marion pick for today, and that's Why Did I Fall in Love by the Jacks. And J.C. says, a worthy follow-up to Why Don't You Write Me by the group. Featured an earnest-sounding lead by Aaron Collins. And here is Why Did I Fall in Love by the Jacks.
Why did I ever believe in you? What makes you treat me the way you do? Why did you tell me we were through? Why did I fall in love? Why did I fall for your sweet caress and give up my heart for you to possess? I made a bid for happiness. Why did I fall in love? I trusted you, my darling, with all of the faith that I know. But you let me down, you left me all alone. Oh, tell me, why did you go? Why can't I find peace of mind? Why do I cry for you all the time? Why do I love you, my darling dear? Why did I fall in love? I trusted you, my darling, with all of the faith that I know. But you let me down, you left me all alone. Oh, tell me, why did you go? Why can't I find peace of mind? And why do I cry for you all the time? Why do I love you, my darling dear? Why did I fall in love? Why did I fall in love?
Why Did I Fall in Love was recorded in 1956 on the RPM label. The Jacks were Willie Davis, Austin Taylor, Aaron Collins, Lloyd McGraw, and Will Jones. And I've mentioned before that they were the same group as the Cadets, the only difference being it was Collins that was the lead singer on the Jacks, and Davis that was the lead singer on the Cadets. We'll have more of J.C. Marion's picks in the next edition of Abie's DooWop Taxi. Okay, I played just a little while ago The Big Break by Richard Berry and the Flares, and I told you how much it reminded me of Riot and Cell Block Number 9 by the Robins, and I'm going to play that for you now, and you tell me if you think so too. I think you will.
On July the 2nd, 1953, I was serving time for armed robbery. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I was sleeping in my cell. I heard a whistle blow, then I heard somebody yell. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on. There's a riot going on. Trouble started in cell block number 1,000 and spread like fire across the prison floor. I said, okay, boys, getting ready to run. Here come the warden with the Tommy gun. Now the ride going on. Now the ride going on. Now the ride going on. Up in cell block number 9. The warden said, come out with your hands up in the air. If you don't stop this ride, you all gonna get the chair. Scarface Jones said it's too late to quit. Pass the dynamite, cause the fuse is lit. Now the ride going on. Now the ride going on. Now the ride going on. Up in cell block number 9. In the 47th hour, the tear gas got our men. We're all back in our cells, but every now and then. Now the ride going on. Now the ride going on. Now the ride going on. Up in cell block number 9.
Okay, here's an interesting fact. I said that the big break sounded a lot like Riot in Cell Block number 9 by the Robins. Well, it turns out that there's some controversy here as to who was the lead singer on Riot in Cell Block number 9. They argue that Richard Berry was the lead singer on both songs, but it says here that Carl Gardner and Atco, which is the record label, claim that it's Bobby Nunn. But I think it's Richard Berry if you listen closely to the voices. The Robins did it first in 1954. Richard Berry and his group The Flares did it in 1955. So, figure what you want. I think they're both the same. I think it's the same singer, and I think it's basically the same song with the titles changed and the lyrics moved around a bit. You never know what you're going to learn on Abie's DooWop Taxi. Okay, still plenty of time left on Abie's DooWop Taxi today. We're just coming into the home stretch. Here's a really nice song by a group called the Deltiers. This is Lullaby of the Bells.
Lullaby of the bell.
Lullaby of the Bells was recorded in 1957. It was on the Ivy label. The Deltiers were Barbara Thompson, Barbara Lee, Carol Stansberry, Thelma Stansberry, and Shirley Taylor. Now here's a guy named Jay Fanning singing with an unknown group. The name of the song is Church Bells.
Church bells, church bells, church bells, church bells. When the bells began to ring, then my heart began to sing. Now I know I have the right to hug and kiss and hold you tight, and I know that you are mine till the very end of time. I love you, darling, you're all the world to me. I need you, darling, I never want to be free. I will, my darling, to have and to hold. I do, my darling, no parting until then. Church bells, church bells, church bells, church bells. My darling, I have often said the future for me that lies ahead wouldn't be very much of a life if I couldn't have you for my wife. Each night the stars began to shine. I wish more and more you were mine. I love you, darling, you're all the world to me. I need you, darling, I never want to be free. I will, my darling, to have and to hold. I do, my darling, no parting until then. Church bells, church bells, church bells, church bells. When the bells began to ring, then my heart begins to sing. Now I know I have the right to hug and kiss and hold you tight, and I know that you are mine till the very end of time. Church bells, church bells, church bells, church bells, church bells, church bells.
Jay Fanning and his unknown group recorded Church Bells in 1961. It was on the Acme label. Now, here's a really nice song from 1953 by a group called The Shadows. The name of the song is Tell Her.
Please tell her I'll be back again. Tell her love has never changed. So don't cry. We'll be together again. Lord, tell her skies are never blue. Never. Clouds the dreams we knew. Oh, one day we'll walk hand in hand together again. And should a cloud appear tomorrow, happiness we'll have no need to worry. Our love will see us through. And when I knock on her door, tell her that I will roam no more. Relax now. All these things she knows. So why don't you tell her what
was recorded in 1953. It was on the Decca label. The Shadows were Scott King, Raymond Reed, Sam McClure, Jasper Edwards, and Bobby Buster. You're still riding an Abie's Doo-Wop Taxi, and now I have one from Dion's Deja New album. This is I Can Laugh at It Now.
Say you don't. You say you will, then you say you won't. Wasn't funny then, but honey, I could laugh at it now. You took my money and then you took my car. You drunk my liquor from my old fruit jar. It wasn't funny then, honey, but I can laugh at it now. I can laugh at it. You know there was a time, baby, you were the only one for me. Then you tossed off all my love for you. You went out dancing, singing and drinking and hogged my ring. You said you loved me to the very end. Took up with my best friend. Wasn't funny then, honey, but I can laugh at it now. Laugh with me. Very end, and then you took up with my best friend. You know it wasn't funny then, but I can laugh at it now. Oh, it wasn't funny then, but honey, you talk about laughing. You dirty dog.
There is nothing Dion does that I don't like. The fabulous Dion DiMucci with I Can Laugh at It Now from his Deja New album. Okay, things are starting to wind down now, and here's a big hit by the Spinners from 1961. The question is, what are girls made for? Well, I think the Spinners have the answer.
That's what girls are made for.
To hug and to kiss.
That's what girls are made
to love and to live.
That's what girls are made for.
You gotta hug 'em, then you kiss 'em. You gotta love 'em, then you miss them. Whoa. That's what girls are made for. To hold and to squeeze.
That's what girls are made for.
To scold and to please.
That's what girls
Yeah,
To walk and hold hands with. You gotta make all of your plans with. To walk with and hold hands with. To make all of your plans with. Wow, yeah. That's what girls are made for. I said you gotta hug 'em. Sometimes you gotta kiss 'em too. Yes, you know you gotta love 'em with all your might. Ooh, and I'm here to tell you, I know you're gonna miss them. That's what girls are missing.
I've always liked that song by the Spinners. It was recorded in 1961. It was the Spinners' first chart appearance. It hit number 27 on the Billboard Pop charts, and it hit number 5 on the Billboard R&B charts. And here's something I never knew, and I'm just learning that right now as I look in my books, that Harvey Fuqua of the Moonglows was the lead singer on that song. The Spinners were from Detroit, and they were originally discovered by Harvey Fuqua of the Moonglows, and Harvey Fuqua became one of them after discovering them. The rest of the Spinners were G.C. Cameron, Philip Wynne, Bob Smith, Billy Henderson, Henry Fambro, and Purvis Jackson. Next on Abie's Doo-Wop Taxi, I have a song from 1953 by a group called the Hornets. This is I Can't Believe.
I can't believe you treat me like this. No, I can't believe you treat me like that. 'Cause I got love, no can be mad. Time ago, and I love you so, and I know that you will the same. But things seem to change instead of a man, and now your love is gone. Can't believe you treat me like this. No, I can't believe you treat me like that. 'Cause I got love, no can be
The late 1940s and the early 1950s certainly was a great time for R&B doo-wop music. The Hornets recorded I Can't Believe in 1953. It was on the States label. They were James Long, Johnny Moore, Ben Iverson, and Gus Miller. James Long and Johnny Moore shared the lead on that song. Now, here's a song from 1956 by the Del Vikings. This is Don't Be a Fool.
Don't be a fool and let your loved one go. Don't be a fool, you know you love her so. Take my advice, brother, don't be a fool. Make no mistakes and lose the one you love. She might be just a gift from up above. Hear what I tell you, don't be a fool.
If she tells you that she misses you, hope no other lip package to move.
Don't say goodbye.
Take her in your arms and hold her. Don't just let her love get cold. Ooh.
Don't say goodbye. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Don't be a fool and let your loved one go. Don't be a fool, you know you love her so. Take my advice, brother, don't be a fool. Make no mistakes and lose the one you love. She might be just a gift from up above. Hear what I tell you, don't be a fool. Don't be a fool.
That's a pretty good song. A note in my discography says it was recorded at the Sheraton Hotel in Pittsburgh in the summer of 1956. It was also on the Phoebe label. The Del Vikings were Norman Wright, Cripps Johnson, David Backus, David Lurchie, and Clarence Quick. Okay, we have a few minutes left. We still have time for a couple more songs. And you know, most of us listening to this doo-wop music today, even us older folks, like me, I was born in 1948, we don't go back to the 1940s. And you know, since I've gotten into this endeavor, DJing, and learning about doo-wop music from its roots, I've come to realize that much of the roots of doo-wop was really in the 1940s. Here's a song from 1945 by the Four Vagabonds. The name of the song is If I Were You.
Oh, baby, something's on my mind. If I were you, here's what I'd do. I'd give my heart a break instead of breaking my heart in two. Baby, if I were you, I'd do this too. I'd sing along with me instead of keeping me on a string. Now I would be in love with me the whole night through. You'd never find me napping, and I ever have a change of heart. Lord forbid that such a thing should happen. If I were you, I would also do this too. I'd stick to me my whole life through. If I were you, baby, if I were you, here's what I'd do. I'd give my heart a break. I'd never break my heart. La la di da do sa mi do. I'd sing along with me instead of always wanting to break my heart. Oh, baby, yes, we wear bandanas. If I were you, here's what I do. Here's what I do. I'd stick my whole life through. If I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you.
Sure sounds like doo-wop to me. Not the same kind of doo-wop we heard in the 50s, and certainly not the same kind of doo-wop we heard in the 60s, but the roots were there. 1945, the Four Vagabonds were from St. Louis, and they were John Jordan, who took the lead on that song, Robert O'Neill, Norval Taborn, and Ray Grant. They recorded on the RCA Victor label. Okay, we have time for one more, and I'm going to stay with this kind of stuff. I'm going to play a song called Mr. Sun by a group called the Four Tunes from 1949.
Mr. Sun told the bird, no two ways about it. Rehearse your songs, those old love songs you're gonna have to sing. Oh, Mr. Sun winked his eye, slid way back and shouted, hey, Mr. Breeze, awake the trees, they've got to dress for spring. The breeze gave a water, old moon began mooning to see lovers spooning. He's such a bashful guy. Oh, Mr. Sun, call the sun. Hey, wake up, get started. Go entertain down Lover's Lane. Said Mr. Sun is free. The breeze gave a warning, trees started yawning, shook the flowers nearby. Old moon began mooning to see lovers fooling. He's such a bashful guy. Oh, Mr. Sun, call the stars. Hey, wake up, get started. Go entertain down Lover's Lane. Is now the proper place. Said Mr. Sun is free.
Mr. Sun was recorded in 1949. It was on the Manor label. The fortunes were Jimmy Naby, Danny Owens, William Best, and Jimmy Gordon. And that's about all the time we have for today, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in and taking a ride in Abie's Doo-Wop Taxi. I'll see you guys again soon.